3:10 in the morning, and I'm lying under my old F-150 in the garage, wrench in hand, when my phone starts buzzing like an angry wasp. The notification sounds keep coming. Ping, 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 each one hitting my ears like a slap. I slide out from under the truck, wiping grease off my hands with an old rag, and check the screen. Cassandra has posted what I can only describe as a digital execution across every social media platform she's got. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even LinkedIn, my professional network where I've spent 15 years building my HVAC business reputation. The post is identical everywhere, with a photo of us from last Christmas, arms around each other, both smiling like we actually meant it. The caption reads, "After 20 years of marriage, I discovered my husband Derek has been cheating on me with multiple women. He's broken my heart and destroyed our family. I deserve so much better than this betrayal. Please support me as I rebuild my life." Survivor. Jack strong women, betrayed, never again. She's tagged me in every single post, tagged my business account, tagged my family members, even tagged the city's local heroes page where they featured my volunteer work at the food bank last year. I haven't cheated. Not once. Not ever. The closest I've come to infidelity is admiring the waitress at Murphy's bar, and even then, I just tip well and keep my mouth shut. But I don't argue online. That's not my style. Instead, I screenshot everything, every post, every comment that's already starting to pour in, every reaction. I archive it all in a folder on my phone, then pour myself a double bourbon and sit in my workshop chair, staring at the chaos unfolding on my screen. The neighbor's porch light flicks on across the street. Through my garage window, I see Mick Rodriguez walking his ancient bulldog, Brutus. Mick owns the boxing gym where I've been working out for the past 5 years, trying to keep the middle-age spread at bay and the stress from killing me. He sees my garage light on and gives me a look that says, "Shitstorm incoming." He's not wrong. My phone keeps buzzing. Text messages now. My mother, "Derek, honey, what's going on? Mrs. Patterson from church just called me." My sister, Julie, "Is this for real? Call me now." 3 former employees who still have my number. "Bro, saw the posts. You okay?" By sunrise, I've lost 3 contracts. The first call comes at 6:15 from Henderson Manufacturing, a company that's been using my services for 8 years. "Derek, we're going to have to put our maintenance contract on hold while we review the situation. Nothing personal, you understand." The second call is from Riverside Elementary School. The third is from my biggest client, Morrison Industries, where I've been handling their entire HVAC system for a decade. Their HR manager, a woman named Patricia, who's always been professional and friendly, sounds uncomfortable as hell. "Derek, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to place you on paid leave while we review this situation. There are policies about contractors and, well, domestic situations that might affect workplace environment." "Patricia," I say, keeping my voice level. "You know me. You know my work. This is—" "I know, Derek. I'm sorry. It's company policy." After I hang up, I sit in my kitchen, looking out at the morning light filtering through the maple tree Cassandra planted when we first bought this house. 20 years of marriage, 15 years of building my business from nothing, and she's trying to destroy it all with a few social media posts. I call Nathan Pierce, my attorney. We've known each other since high school, and he's handled my business contracts for years. He's also the meanest bastard in family court, with a reputation for chewing up opposing counsel and spitting out the bones. "Nathan, I need to see you, today." "Saw the posts already," he says. His voice has that dry, sardonic tone that means he's already thinking 3 moves ahead. Defamation per se. Employment consequences make it big damages territory. Don't get mad, Derek. Get paid. An hour later, I'm sitting in Nathan's office downtown. He's a compact guy, maybe 5'8", with steel gray hair and the kind of intense focus that comes from 20 years as a prosecutor before he went private. His office walls are covered with military photos. He did 2 tours in Afghanistan before law school, and commendations from the district attorney's office. "Here's what we're going to do," Nathan says, sliding a legal document across his desk. "Cease and desist first, then a full defamation suit. False statements of fact that damage your professional reputation and cause economic harm. In this state, that's defamation per se. We don't even have to prove damages. They're presumed." "How much are we talking?" 200,000. Maybe more if we can document all the lost business. I sign the papers. Nathan grins like a shark that's just smelled blood in the water. "Want to serve her personally? I know a guy who can do it professionally, but there's something to be said for the personal touch." "Oh, I'll handle the personal touch." At 2 o'clock that afternoon, I walk into Cassandra's law firm. Morrison, Blake & Associates occupies the top 3 floors of the newest building downtown, all glass and steel and expensive furniture. Cassandra works on the 15th floor, handling corporate contracts for mid-sized businesses. She's good at her job, I'll give her that. Smart, thorough, ruthless when she needs to be. Apparently, those skills extend to character assassination. The receptionist, a young woman with perfectly styled blonde hair and a nervous smile, recognizes me. "Oh, hi, Mr. Thompson. Are you here to see Cassandra? Is she in the conference room? I heard she was giving some kind of presentation today." "Yes. She's doing a lunch and learn about women's empowerment in the workplace. It's really inspiring." "Perfect." I walk down the hallway like I own the place. The conference room has glass walls, and I can see Cassandra standing at the front, pointing to a PowerPoint slide that reads, "Breaking through glass ceilings." About 20 people are sitting around the table, mostly women, all nodding along as my wife explains how women need to stand up for themselves and refuse to be victims. I knock on the door and walk in without waiting for permission. "Sorry to interrupt," I say, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Cassandra, you've been served." I place the legal documents on the table in front of her. Her face goes from confident presenter to deer in headlights in about half a second. The room goes dead silent. "This is a cease and desist order regarding your defamatory social media posts and a formal notice of lawsuit for defamation per se. You have 24 hours to remove all posts and issue a public apology, or we proceed to court." Jerome Blake, the senior partner and Cassandra's boss, stands up. He's a tall, silver-haired man in his 50s, the kind of guy who probably played tennis at the country club every weekend and thought that made him tough. "Derek, this is inappropriate. You need to leave immediately." "Just delivering legal documents, Jerome. Nothing inappropriate about that." Cassandra's hands are shaking as she picks up the papers. Her face has gone pale, and for just a moment I see something that might be fear in her eyes. "This is harassment," she says, but her voice lacks conviction. "No, Cassandra. Harassment is what you did to me at 3 a.m. This is justice." I turn and walk out, leaving her standing there in front of her colleagues, holding the lawsuit that's about to turn her life upside down. By the time I get home, she's already called in reinforcements. The doorbell rings at 7:30 that evening. I open it to find a process server, a different one, holding papers with my name on them. "Derek Thompson? You've been served." Cassandra has hired Margaret Chen, the most expensive family law attorney in the city. The papers are a restraining order petition, claiming I'm engaging in stalking and harassment, and requesting immediate court intervention to protect her from further intimidation and abuse. I call Nathan. "She's playing the victim card," he says after I read him the petition. "Standard playbook. Make you look like the aggressor, paint herself as the innocent wife being bullied by her abusive husband. We'll fight it, but Derek, no more surprise visits to her office. Let me handle this from here." "What about her posts?" "Still up. In fact, she's doubled down." I check social media. She's right. Cassandra has posted updates on all her accounts. My abusive husband served me with legal papers at my workplace today, trying to intimidate me into silence. I will not be bullied. I will not be silenced. Women deserve better. Stand strong, Chach legal abuse. Slap. The comments are pouring in. Her friends, her colleagues, random strangers, all expressing support and outrage on her behalf. Someone has started a GoFundMe page. Help Cassandra fight legal abuse. It's already raised $800. My phone buzzes with a text from my daughter Stacy. Dad, what the hell is going on? My friends are sending me mom's posts. This is so embarrassing. Stacy is 19, a sophomore at State University, studying communications with a minor in social media marketing. She's been the light of my life since the day she was born, but lately, she's been distant, spending more time with Cassandra's side of the family and less time returning my calls. I try calling her, but it goes straight to voicemail. The next morning brings more bad news. 2 more clients have temporarily suspended their contracts. The local newspaper's business reporter calls, asking for comment about the domestic situation affecting local contractors. I hang up on him. But I'm not just sitting around feeling sorry for myself. I'm documenting everything. Screenshots of every post, every comment, every share. I'm tracking the financial damage, lost contracts, suspended projects, the cost of Nathan's legal fees. I'm building a case that will make Cassandra regret the day she decided to wage war on social media. Nathan calls with an update. Restraining order hearing is tomorrow. Judge Morrison, no relation to your client, by the way. He's fair, but doesn't like frivolous petitions. We should be fine. What about the defamation case? That's where things get interesting. I've been doing some research on your wife's recent activities. Tell me, Derek, have you noticed her working late more often? New clothes, new attitude, maybe some changes in her routine? I think about it. Over the past 6 months, Cassandra has been staying at the office later, going to more networking events, spending more time on her appearance. She bought a new wardrobe, started going to a more expensive salon, joined a yoga studio that costs twice as much as the old gym. Yeah, now that you mention it. Might be worth having a conversation with a private investigator, just to make sure we have all the facts before this goes any further. You think she's cheating? I think she's acting like someone who's got secrets. And in my experience, people don't usually launch preemptive strikes unless they're trying to hide something. That afternoon, I meet with Tony Castellanos, a private investigator Nathan recommended. Tony is a former police detective, a stocky guy in his 50s with graying hair, and the kind of weathered face that's seen everything twice. His office is in a strip mall between a tax preparation service and a sandwich shop, but Nathan assures me he's the best in the business. Standard surveillance package, Tony says, sliding a contract across his desk. 2 weeks, full documentation. Photos, video, financial records if we can access them legally. What's your suspicion level? Medium to high. She's been acting different for months, and this whole social media attack feels like she's trying to control the narrative before something comes out. Classic preemptive strike. I've seen it before. Guilty party accuses the innocent party first, makes them look defensive when the truth comes out. Tony taps his pen on the desk. I'll start tomorrow. In the meantime, stay clean. No contact with her except through lawyers, no social media responses, no public statements. Let her dig her own grave. The restraining order hearing the next day is a joke. Cassandra shows up with Margaret Chen, looking like the perfect victim in a conservative blue dress and minimal makeup. She testifies about feeling threatened and intimidated by my appearance at her office, claiming she's afraid for her safety. Nathan destroys her on cross-examination. Mrs. Thompson, you've been married to my client for 20 years, correct? Yes. In those 20 years, has he ever physically harmed you? No, but ever threatened to harm you? Not directly, but his behavior. Yes or no, Mrs. Thompson. Has Derek Thompson ever threatened to harm you? No. Ever raised his hand to you? No. Ever prevented you from leaving the house, going to work, or seeing friends? No. So, When you say you're afraid for your safety, that's based on what exactly? His legal right to serve you with court papers? Margaret Chen objects, but the damage is done. Judge Morrison denies the restraining order petition, calling it an apparent attempt to weaponize the court system in what appears to be a domestic dispute. Cassandra storms out of the courtroom without looking at me. That evening she posts again, "The system failed me today. A male judge dismissed my fears and denied me protection from my abuser. This is why women don't speak up. This is why we stay silent, but I won't be silent. Justice delayed, believe women, systemic failure." The post gets shared 300 times in the first hour, but I'm not worried anymore, because Tony calls me that night with news that changes everything. "Derek, you need to see this. Can you meet me at Murphy's Bar in an hour?" Murphy's is a dive bar on the south side of town, the kind of place where nobody asks questions and everybody minds their own business. Tony is sitting in a corner booth when I arrive, a manila folder on the table in front of him. "That was fast," I say, sliding into the booth across from him. "Sometimes you get lucky. Your wife isn't very good at covering her tracks." Tony opens the folder and slides out a series of photographs. These were taken yesterday afternoon. The photos show Cassandra and Jerome Blake, her boss, at a restaurant across town. But they're not having a business lunch. Jerome's hand is on Cassandra's thigh. She's leaning into him, laughing at something he's saying. In the last photo, they're kissing in the parking lot next to Jerome's BMW. "How long?" I ask. "Based on what I've gathered so far, at least 6 months. Maybe longer. They've been meeting regularly, always at out-of-the-way places, always during business hours, so it looks like work." Tony slides out more documents. Credit card records show she's been paying for hotel rooms, expensive dinners, new clothes, all charged to a card you're not on. I stare at the photos, feeling something cold and hard settling in my chest. Not heartbreak, I'm past that. This is something else, something calculating. "There's more," Tony says. "I did some digging into the timeline. Her first social media post went live at 3:10 a.m., right? Right. At 2:45 a.m. she was texting with someone, multiple messages back and forth. Want to guess who? Jerome. Close. Monica Reeves. Monica is Cassandra's best friend since college, her maid of honor at our wedding, the godmother of our daughter. She's also the most manipulative person I've ever met, the kind of woman who smiles to your face while sharpening the knife for your back. What were they texting about? I can't get the content without a court order, but the timing is interesting. Monica texts her at 2:45, Cassandra posts at 3:10. Monica shares the post at 3:15 and starts the GoFundMe at 3:30. Tony closes the folder and looks at me across the table. "Derek, this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. This was planned, coordinated. They set you up." I finish my bourbon and signal the bartender for another. "Can you prove it?" "Give me another week. I'll get you everything you need." When I get home that night, there's a car I don't recognize in my driveway. A white Honda Civic with university parking stickers. Stacy's car. I find her in the kitchen, sitting at the table with her laptop open, tears streaming down her face. "Dad," she says when she sees me, "we need to talk." Stacy looks like her mother. Same dark hair, same green eyes, same stubborn set to her jaw when she's made up her mind about something. But right now, she looks young and confused and hurt, and my heart breaks a little seeing her like this. "Honey, what's wrong?" "Everything," she says, wiping her eyes with a tissue. "This whole situation with you and Mom. My friends are sending me screenshots, asking me questions I can't answer. I don't know what to believe anymore." I sit down across from her at the kitchen table where we've had 1,000 conversations over the years. Homework help, boy troubles, college applications, dreams for the future. "What do you want to know?" "Did you cheat on Mom?" "No, never." "Then why is she saying you did?" This is the moment where I have to decide how much truth to tell my 19-year-old daughter. how much of the ugly reality of adult relationships she's ready to handle. I think your mother is projecting, Stacy. Sometimes when people do something wrong, they accuse others of doing the same thing to make themselves feel better. Stacy's eyes narrow. She's smart, too smart to be fooled by vague explanations. You think Mom is cheating? I think your mother is having an affair with her boss, Jerome Blake. I have proof. I show her Tony's photographs. Watch her face change as she processes what she's seeing, the innocence draining away, replaced by something harder and more adult. Oh my God, she whispers. How long? At least 6 months, maybe longer. Stacy stares at the photos for a long time, then closes the laptop and looks at me with tears in her eyes. Dad, I'm sorry. I should have believed you. I should have known Mom was lying. You couldn't have known, honey. She's very good at making people believe what she wants them to believe. What are you going to do? I'm going to fight back. I'm going to make sure everyone knows the truth. Stacy nods, wiping her eyes again. What can I do to help? Just be my daughter. That's all I need. She hugs me then, and for a moment, everything feels like it might be okay. But that moment doesn't last long. The next morning, Stacy posts a video on TikTok that goes viral within hours. She's sitting in her dorm room looking directly into the camera, and she's furious. So my dad just showed me proof that my mom has been cheating on him for months, and she's been lying to everyone about him cheating on her, like she literally made up this whole story about him being unfaithful when she's the one having an affair with her boss. I'm so done with fake people, especially when they're family. My dad is a good man who's been working his ass off for 20 years to take care of us, and my mom is trying to destroy him with lies. This is so messed up. The video gets 50,000 views in the first 6 hours. The comments section explodes with support for me and criticism of Cassandra. Local news outlets pick up the story. The business reporter who called me earlier writes an article titled, "Local Contractor's Daughter Defends Father Against Social Media Accusations." Cassandra's carefully constructed narrative starts crumbling, but she's not going down without a fight. That afternoon, Monica Reeves calls me. I haven't spoken to Monica in months, not since she made some snide comment about my midlife crisis when I started going to the boxing gym. Derek, we need to talk. I have something you're going to want to see. I'm listening. Not over the phone. Meet me at Riverside Park in an hour. Come alone. Riverside Park is where Cassandra and I used to take Stacy when she was little. Swings and slides and a little pond where we'd feed the ducks. It feels strange meeting Monica there, like we're contaminating something innocent with adult ugliness. Monica is waiting by the pond when I arrive. She's a tall, thin woman with blonde hair and sharp features, always perfectly dressed and made up. Today she looks nervous, constantly checking her phone and glancing around like she expects someone to be watching. Derek, I want you to know I never wanted things to go this far. What things, Monica? She hands me a manila envelope. Everything's in there. Text messages, emails, photos, the whole plan. I open the envelope and start reading. Text messages between Monica and Cassandra, planning the social media attack. Discussions about timing, wording, which platforms to use for maximum impact. Instructions on how to make the accusations seem credible. But the worst part is the motive. In one text exchange, Cassandra writes, Derek is getting suspicious about Jerome. I need to strike first, make him look like the cheater so nobody believes him when the truth comes out. Monica responds, Brilliant. Offense is the best defense. I'll help coordinate everything. Why are you showing me this? I ask. Because Cassandra threw me under the bus. When your daughter's video went viral, Cassandra panicked. She told Jerome that I was the one who came up with the whole plan, that she was just following my advice. Jerome confronted me yesterday, threatened to fire me if I didn't fix this situation. Monica looks at me with tears in her eyes, but I'm not buying the victim act. I know her too well. What do you want, Monica? I want immunity. I'll testify against Cassandra in your lawsuit, give you everything I have. but I want a written agreement that you won't sue me. I'll think about it. Derek, there's something else, something worse. She shows me another text exchange, this one from 3 weeks ago. Cassandra and Monica discussing my business, my clients, my reputation. She's been planning this for months, Monica says. The affair, the accusations, the social media campaign. She wants to destroy you completely so she can divorce you and take everything without looking like the bad guy. I fold the papers and put them back in the envelope. I'll be in touch. That evening, I call Nathan and Tony, and we meet at my house to go over Monica's evidence. Nathan spreads the documents across my kitchen table like a prosecutor preparing for trial. This is gold, Derek. Conspiracy, defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress. We can add Monica as a defendant and go after both of them. She wants immunity in exchange for testimony. Screw her immunity, Nathan says. We have her dead to rights. She can testify or we can depose her. Either way, she's going to tell the truth. Tony has been quiet, studying the text messages. There's something else here. Look at this exchange from 2 months ago. He points to a series of texts where Cassandra and Monica are discussing my client list, my business relationships, my financial situation. They've been planning to destroy your business from the beginning. This isn't just about the marriage. They want to ruin you professionally too. I feel that cold, hard feeling in my chest again. But this time it's not just anger. It's clarity, purpose. What's our next move? Nathan grins like a shark. We go nuclear. Full lawsuit against both of them. Press conference to release the evidence. And we make sure everyone in this town knows exactly what kind of people they really are. When? Tomorrow. I'll have the papers filed by noon and call a press conference for 3 o'clock. By tomorrow night, everyone will know the truth. But when tomorrow comes, Cassandra has one more surprise waiting for me. I wake up to find my business Facebook page flooded with 1-star reviews. Dozens of them, all posted overnight, all saying variations of the same thing. Unreliable contractor, cheated on his wife, can't trust him in your home. My Google reviews have been hit too. My rating has dropped from 4.8 stars to 2.1 stars overnight. I call Nathan furious. They're trying to destroy my business completely. Fake reviews are illegal. We'll add it to the lawsuit. But Derek, we need to move fast. Every day we wait, they do more damage. The press conference is held in Nathan's office conference room. 3 local reporters show up, along with a blogger who covers local business news. Nathan presents the evidence methodically, the photographs of Cassandra and Jerome, the text messages planning the social media attack, Monica's confession, the fake reviews. This is a clear case of defamation and conspiracy, Nathan tells the reporters. My client has been the victim of a coordinated campaign of lies designed to destroy his reputation and his livelihood. We're seeking damages in excess of $500,000. The story runs on the evening news and the front page of the local paper the next morning. The headline reads, Local attorney accused of affair, conspiracy in defamation case. Cassandra's law firm issues a statement that afternoon. Jerome Blake has been placed on administrative leave pending an internal investigation. The firm does not condone personal relationships that compromise professional judgment. Monica gets fired from her job at the marketing firm where she works. Cassandra's social media accounts go silent, but I'm not done yet. Not even close. Because that weekend, there's a neighborhood block party, and I have a plan that will make sure everyone in town knows exactly who Cassandra really is. The annual Riverside Neighborhood Block Party happens every September, right when the weather starts to cool down and people are feeling nostalgic for community and connection. It's held in Riverside Park, the same place where Monica handed me the evidence that started Cassandra's downfall. There's a small stage for local musicians, food trucks, games for kids, and a beer tent where the adults gather to gossip about their neighbors. This year I'm planning to give them something really worth talking about. I arrive early around noon, carrying a cooler full of beer and wearing my best friendly neighbor smile. The party doesn't officially start until 2, but the volunteers are setting up tables and stringing lights, and I want to establish myself as a helpful community member before the main event. "Derek!" calls out Susan Martinez, who organizes the block party every year. "So glad you could make it. How are you holding up with everything that's been in the news?" "Better than ever, Susan. Truth has a way of setting you free." I help set up tables and chairs, make small talk with neighbors I haven't seen in months, and generally play the role of the wronged but resilient husband who's rising above the drama. By 2 o'clock, when the party officially starts, I've positioned myself as the sympathetic victim of a vindictive ex-wife's lies. The crowd starts gathering around 2:30, families with kids, elderly couples, young professionals who live in the new condos by the river. I estimate about 200 people by 3 o'clock, which is perfect for what I have planned. At 3:15, Cassandra arrives. She's with Monica, both of them dressed casually but expensively, trying to project an image of confidence and normalcy. But I can see the tension in their shoulders, the way they keep scanning the crowd like they're expecting trouble. They should be. I give them time to get settled, to grab drinks, and start conversations with people who haven't seen the news coverage. Let them think they can still salvage their reputations through charm and social manipulation. At 4 o'clock, Susan takes the microphone on the small stage to welcome everyone and introduce the local band that's going to play. When she's finished, I approach the stage. "Susan, mind if I say a few words? I'd like to thank the community for their support during a difficult time." She hesitates. She's clearly uncomfortable with the idea of turning the block party into a platform for personal drama. But she's also curious, and there's a crowd of people watching, so she hands me the microphone. I step up to the stage and look out at the crowd. 200 faces looking back at me, some friendly, some curious, some clearly uncomfortable with where this might be going. I spot Cassandra and Monica near the back, both looking like they want to run. "Hi, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Derek Thompson. I've lived in this neighborhood for 15 years, owned Thompson HVAC for even longer, and I've been proud to be part of this community." Polite applause. People are listening but wary. Over the past few weeks, some of you may have seen social media posts or news coverage about my personal life. My wife Cassandra accused me of cheating, and those accusations cost me clients, damaged my business, and hurt my reputation in this community that I love. The crowd is completely silent now. Everyone knows where this is going, but they can't look away. Today I want to set the record straight. I never cheated on my wife, but she has been having an affair with her boss, Jerome Blake, for at least 6 months. I have photographs, text messages, and witness testimony proving that she and her friend Monica Reeves conspired to destroy my reputation with false accusations. I pull out a folder and hold up Tony's photographs, enlarged and printed on glossy paper so everyone can see them clearly. These photos were taken by a private investigator. They show my wife and Jerome Blake at restaurants, hotels, and other locations where they've been conducting their affair. The crowd starts murmuring. People are pulling out their phones, some recording video, others texting friends who aren't at the party. But the affair isn't the worst part, I continue. The worst part is the conspiracy. Monica Reeves helped plan the social media attack against me. They coordinated the timing, the wording, even the fake GoFundMe page. They wanted to destroy my reputation so that when the truth about the affair came out, nobody would believe me. I hold up printouts of the text messages Monica gave me. I have text messages proving they planned this attack. I have evidence of fake online reviews designed to destroy my business. I have documentation of a systematic campaign of defamation and harassment. The murmuring gets louder. People are looking around, trying to spot Cassandra and Monica in the crowd. Cassandra Thompson and Monica Reeves are not victims. They are manipulators who tried to destroy an innocent man to cover up their own lies and betrayals. That's when Jerome Blake tries to rush the stage. I see him coming from my left, a tall man in his 50s, who probably thinks his tennis club workouts make him tough. He's red-faced and furious, shouting something about lawsuits and slander. I've been going to mixed boxing gym for 5 years. I'm not the young athlete I used to be, but I'm still strong and I know how to throw a punch. Jerome swings at me as he reaches the stage. I duck under his wild haymaker and come up with a left hook that catches him square on the jaw. He goes down hard, stumbling backward off the stage and landing in the decorative fountain behind the crowd. The splash is enormous. Water everywhere, Jerome flailing around in 3 feet of pond water, his expensive clothes soaked and muddy. The crowd erupts. Some people are cheering, others are gasping, everyone is recording video on their phones. That, I say into the microphone, is what happens when you try to silence the truth with violence. Jerome struggles out of the fountain, dripping wet and humiliated. Cassandra and Monica rush to help him, and the 3 of them hurry toward the parking lot while the crowd watches and records their retreat. I hand the microphone back to Susan, who looks stunned. "Thank you all for listening," I say. The truth needed to be heard. As I walk off the stage, people start applauding. Not everyone. Some are clearly uncomfortable with the public drama, but enough to make it clear that the community has chosen sides, and they've chosen mine. By that evening, videos of Jerome's fountain dive are all over social media. Fountain Guy is trending locally on Twitter. The local news runs the story as their lead segment, complete with cell phone footage of the punch and the splash. Cassandra's reputation is destroyed. Monica's reputation is destroyed. Jerome's reputation is destroyed. But I'm not finished yet, because Monica calls me that night, and she's furious. "You bastard," she says. "You humiliated us in front of the entire neighborhood." "You humiliated yourselves. I just provided the platform." "This isn't over, Derek. You think you've won, but you have no idea what you've started." "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means you missed something important, something that's going to destroy you." She hangs up before I can ask what she's talking about, but I don't have to wait long to find out. The call comes at 2 in the morning, 3 weeks after the block party incident. I'm sleeping soundly for the first time in months, finally feeling like my life is getting back on track, when my phone starts buzzing on the nightstand. "Derek, it's Nathan. We have a problem." I sit up in bed, instantly alert. Nathan never calls in the middle of the night unless something is seriously wrong. "What kind of problem?" "Monica Reeves just filed a lawsuit against you. Harassment, assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress. She's claiming you've been stalking her for months, that the whole defamation case was retaliation for rejecting your intimate advances." I feel like I've been punched in the stomach. "That's insane. I've barely spoken to Monica in years." "She has evidence, Derek. Photos, text messages, witness statements. It looks bad." "What kind of evidence?" "I'm looking at the filing now. Photos of you at places where she was also present. The coffee shop downtown, the grocery store, the park where you met her. Text messages that she claims are from you, asking her to meet, making inappropriate comments." "Nathan, I never sent Monica any text messages, except to arrange that one meeting where she gave me the evidence against Cassandra. The messages are from your phone number." I'm fully awake now, my mind racing. Someone spoofed my number or hacked my phone. This is a setup. Maybe. But Derek, there's more. She's claiming the punch you threw at Jerome was really meant for her, that you were trying to intimidate her into silence about your alleged harassment. That's completely insane. Insane or not, she's got Margaret Chen representing her, and they're asking for $1 million in damages. They've also filed for an emergency restraining order. I get out of bed and start pacing my bedroom. This is Monica's revenge. She said I'd missed something important, that she was going to destroy me. We'll fight it, but Derek, this complicates everything. The defamation case, your reputation, your business, all of it is back in jeopardy. After Nathan hangs up, I sit in my kitchen with a cup of coffee, trying to figure out how Monica could have orchestrated this. The text messages are the key. If she can fake messages from my phone, She can create any narrative she wants. Then I remember something. 6 months ago, Monica was at our house for Cassandra's birthday party. She asked to use my phone to call an Uber because her battery was dead. I handed it over without thinking twice. She could have installed spyware, cloned my number, anything. She's worked in marketing for years. She knows technology, knows how to manipulate digital evidence. I call Tony Castellanos. Tony, I need you to examine my phone. I think someone's been accessing it remotely, maybe sending messages from my number. Bring it by this morning. If there's spyware or cloning software, I'll find it. But when I get to Tony's office, he has news that changes everything. Derek, I've been doing some more digging into Monica's background. Remember I mentioned she was fired from her previous job for embezzlement? Yeah. It wasn't embezzlement. It was identity theft and wire fraud. She was stealing client information and using it to open fake credit accounts. She served 18 months in federal prison. What? How did we not know this? She had her record sealed when she got out, claimed rehabilitation and community service. But I have contacts in the federal system. Monica Reeves is a professional con artist. Tony slides a file across his desk. Here's the interesting part. The scheme she ran before involved creating fake digital evidence, doctored emails, spoofed phone records, manufactured text message chains. She used them to frame her business partner for the crimes she was committing. So she's doing the same thing to me. Exactly, and I think I know how to prove it. Tony explains his plan. Monica's lawsuit relies heavily on the fake text messages allegedly sent from my phone. But if those messages were created using spyware or number spoofing, there will be digital fingerprints, metadata, routing information, timestamps that don't match up with my actual phone usage. Give me 3 days, Tony says. I'll tear apart every piece of digital evidence she's submitted. If it's fake, I'll prove it. While Tony works on the technical evidence, I focus on the bigger picture. Monica's lawsuit is perfectly timed to destroy the momentum from my victory at the block party. It's designed to make me look like a predator, to turn public opinion against me just when I was winning. But there's something else bothering me. Monica's lawsuit is too sophisticated, too well planned. She's not smart enough to orchestrate this alone. I call Nathan. Who's paying Monica's legal fees? Margaret Chen doesn't work for free, and Monica just got fired from her job. Good question. Let me make some calls. The answer comes back within hours. Jerome Blake is funding Monica's lawsuit through a shell company he controls. Even though he's been suspended from his law firm, he's still wealthy enough to wage legal warfare. Now I understand the whole picture. Monica, Cassandra, and Jerome are working together to destroy me. The affair was just the beginning. They want to ruin me completely, personally, professionally, financially. But they've made one crucial mistake. They've underestimated me. Tony calls on the 3rd day with the proof I need. Derek, every single text message in Monica's lawsuit is fake. They were sent using a spoofing service that routes messages through overseas servers. The metadata shows they were created on a computer, not sent from a phone. Can you prove it in court? Absolutely. I've got timestamps, IP addresses, routing logs, everything we need to show this is a fabrication. Nathan files an emergency motion to dismiss Monica's lawsuit, attaching Tony's technical analysis as evidence. But I have a better idea for how to handle this. I call Stacy. Honey, remember when you said you wanted to help me fight back? Of course, Dad. I need you to make another video, but this one is going to end everything. The video goes live on Sunday evening. Stacy is sitting in her dorm room again, but this time she's not emotional. She's angry, focused, and devastating. So, Monica Reeves, my mom's best friend, just filed a fake lawsuit against my dad, claiming he harassed her. This is the same Monica who helped my mom plan the fake cheating accusations. Now she's claiming my dad has been stalking her and sending her inappropriate text messages. Stacy holds up a printout of Tony's technical analysis. My dad hired a computer expert to analyze these text messages. Guess what? They're completely fake. Every single one was created using spoofing software and sent from overseas servers. Monica Reeves is a convicted felon who went to federal prison for identity theft and wire fraud. She's using the same techniques she used in her previous crimes. The video includes screenshots of Monica's criminal record, photos of the fake text messages with Tony's technical analysis, and a timeline showing how the lawsuit was coordinated with Jerome Blake and Cassandra. Monica Reeves, Jerome Blake, and my mother Cassandra Thompson are criminals. They've committed conspiracy, defamation, wire fraud, and perjury. They belong in prison, not in courtrooms making false accusations against innocent people. The video gets 100,000 views in the first 12 hours. Local news picks it up. The FBI's white-collar crime unit opens an investigation into Monica's fake digital evidence. Margaret Chen withdraws from representing Monica, citing irreconcilable differences with the client. Jerome Blake's law firm fires him permanently and reports him to the State Bar Association for ethics violations. Cassandra loses her job when her firm decides she's too much of a liability to keep on staff. But the best part comes when Monica tries to flee town. Tony has been monitoring her activities, and he calls me when she heads to the airport with a suitcase and a one-way ticket to Costa Rica. She's running, Derek. Terminal B, Gate 15. Flight leaves in 2 hours. I don't go to the airport myself. Instead, I call the FBI agent who's investigating Monica's wire fraud case and let him know where to find her. They arrest Monica at the gate in front of a terminal full of travelers with cell phones who record the whole thing and post it on social media within minutes. The final video, Monica in handcuffs, being led away by federal agents, gets shared 10,000 times in the first hour. That evening, I'm sitting in my workshop drinking a bourbon and watching the sunset through my garage window when Nathan calls with the final update. It's over, Derek. Monica's been charged with wire fraud and perjury. Jerome's under investigation by the State Bar and the FBI. Cassandra's lawyer called. She wants to settle the defamation case quietly. How much? $200,000 plus a public apology and agreement never to contact you again. And my business? Your client contracts are being restored. The fake reviews have been removed. Morrison Industries wants to give you a commendation for integrity under pressure. I lean back in my chair and smile. 6 months ago, I was a man whose wife was trying to destroy him with lies and manipulation. Tonight, I'm a man who fought back and won. The truth didn't just set me free. It destroyed my enemies completely. Cassandra, Monica, and Jerome are all facing criminal charges, civil lawsuits, and professional ruin. Their reputations are destroyed beyond repair. Their careers are over. Their lives are in shambles. And I'm sitting in my workshop, planning the expansion of my business and looking forward to a future where I never have to see any of them again. Justice isn't always served in courtrooms. Sometimes it's served by a man who refuses to be a victim, who fights back with intelligence and determination, and who understands that the best revenge is living well while watching your enemies destroy themselves. I raise my bourbon glass in a toast to the sunset and to the sweet taste of complete and total victory.